This video was inspired by another video that I saw recently about someone building a wood-framed deck around a small tree. And it would have looked something like this. Maybe a 6-inch diameter tree and a few inches around it so that it could allow for it to grow. And of course the framing was something like this. And of course something like this won't be that big of a problem as the tree grows for a few more years, or in some cases even a few decades. However, the decking around the tree is probably going to need to be cut regularly to keep it an inch or two away from the bark of the tree. And that can usually be done with a jigsaw or some type of a reciprocating saw, or in some cases you might even be able to pull the planks off if you have used screws to attach the decking planks to the framing. And that's another suggestion I would like to make, is to make sure that you use screws for the decking planks around the tree if for some reason you are going to use nails throughout the rest of the framing. So again, we can see here where the tree is getting a little close to the framing, and not just the blocks, it's getting close to the joist. And for those of you who quite haven't figured out where I was going with this, well, then this might provide you with a good idea, because as the tree grows, it's either going to grow around the wood framing, or it's going to put enough pressure on the joist to push it out and seriously deform this section of the deck. However, with a little planning, you might be able to avoid this problem, and it's not going to be that difficult to do. So let's go ahead and work our way backwards, and I'm not going to put hangers on everything, and of course this might not require hangers on everything either. And don't forget that you can use different framing hardware also if you feel like it's going to work better. So we've just simply started by adding a couple of more joists and then going in different directions until we have created some type of a scenario to where we can remove some of the joists as the tree starts to grow. Now, I'm not about to expect everyone to do something like this, especially contractors who are not going to be coming back to the job and they're not going to be worried about what happens to the deck after they're gone. However, if you are the homeowner, then this will be a concern of yours. And making sure that you will be able to remove certain parts of the decking to make any repairs will also be a good idea. Now, here's another method that might work. You could install some joists and then move them as the tree gets larger. However, to do something like this, you're probably going to need to be able to work from underneath the deck or remove the decking planks so that you can move the joist as the tree gets larger. However, the one thing you do not want to do is just simply box in around the joist like we had in our first example without ever expecting the tree to get any larger, or that you might have to do any maintenance to the deck in the future. Now, the last thing I want to mention in this video is that the diameter of the tree might only be the beginning of your problems, because as the tree grows, there's a good chance that the roots surrounding the tree, depending upon what type of tree it is, can raise one corner of the decking, or can raise two corners, or the entire deck. And if this happens, then you could have a deck that is out of level, making the diameter of the tree only a secondary problem. So like anything else that you are building and designing, make sure that you put a little thought into the planning process and future maintenance of that particular project, like this one here, to eliminate you from doing additional work in the future. And if you enjoyed the video or learned something from it, make sure you let us know by hitting the thumbs up button. And any questions you have, feel free to email them to me or leave them in the video comment area, and I will try to answer them as soon as possible.